What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we're talking about 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. So in the last book, the day was saved. Hurrah, hurrah! Marguerite's dad isn't dead. Her and Paul are soulmates. Aw, how adorable. Going into the next book, what could possibly go wrong? Oh no, Paul is kidnapped by Triad and his soul has been splintered, and it's up to Marguerite to find all of the splinters and bring it back together. But oh no, Conley is going to use that against her, so she has to work with him and take down all of these other things going on in the other dimensions, and oh my god, the plot is thickening, and we've learned out why it's all called Triad, and there's so many dimensions going on, and it's so overdramatic and over the top, and how on earth will Marguerite save the day? And that's exactly how it feels when you're reading this book. It's so dramatic, it's so over the top, but let me just tell you that this series is a lot of fun to read. Like, it's not the best, but it is so much fun to read, and Claudia Gray really does have something interesting to say about soulmates, because in this book, Marguerite is going along. She's trying to rescue Paul. His soul has been splintered, and she's doing this with the real Theo. So in the last book, we discovered that the Theo that we thought we knew was actually some like evil Theo from like another dimension. So now we're with the real Theo, and it does kind of introduce a little bit of a love triangle, but not really. It does it in a really interesting way, in a way that I wasn't quite expecting, and she really does have something interesting to say about soulmates and what it means to know somebody and what it means to like have the capacity for all of these things, for violence, for love, just all of that kind of stuff. And it's really cool to see, and it's cooler than the actual plot, because the plot that's going on, it's just like, yeah, it's really over the top, it's just sort of happening. Like the end of this book, I will say that I didn't see the end of this book coming, but when it was happening, I was like, okay, all we're missing is like an evil villain that's like twirling his mustache. Like it's so over the top and dramatic. But I really love like what's going on here about soulmates, and just are Marguerite and Paul soulmates? Like, yes, they come together time and time again, but so do Marguerite and Theo, so do Marguerite and so many other people that we meet throughout these multiple dimensions. And it's really, really interesting, and I'm really interested in that. I kind of want to see how that is going to morph and play out in the final book, because we do learn a lot about Paul and all of this guilt that he's harboring towards the end of this book, and I want to see where that's going. I'm not as invested in the very end of this book and what it sets up for the final book, but I want to know where these characters are going. I am starting to get invested in them and in their story, not the overall plot, but them in particular, and I want to know where they're going to end up in the final book, and like where they're going to end up when everything is all said and done. So I am definitely going to be reading the last book. Like I said, the plot is still ridiculous, it's still overly dramatic, but it is a lot of fun, so I would recommend reading it, because it made me laugh. Like the very first time that they like jump into another dimension, like her and Theo, like it just made me giggle. It's just great. So I'm giving this book another C+, and I'm very interested to see how it's all going to round out in the last book. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time.